country sure as hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, brought to you by Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world. Straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty!
This is the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96K Rock. The phone lines are open, 277-9600, or for the viewers on the Ledge Cam, 239-775-9600. You can catch us streaming live video on the LedgeRadioShow.com, or give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Thanks to Tripod Billy behind the glass and our producer, Sick Rick. What's up, Smitty?
Big day, big week. We've had a great time. We want to first thank our sponsors. Of course, D-Square Construction, Kevin Dwyer. He's over there at the Offalico Road. If you're looking to get your house fixed up, he can hook you up. And Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, man. So what's the final medal count for Phelps now?
It's like 21. He's rocking them up there, man. The guy did great. He's considered the best Olympic of all time. Of course, people will debate that until the cows come home. But
he's a rock star, man.
He is. He's done well, and I think that people got a little discouraged at first because he was
came out of the gate kind of slow.
Yeah, Lockie beat him, and then he came with like a gold or a silver or bronze after that, and then he kind of
Then he calmed down, got his couple goals.
But that last race was fantastic. The 100 butterfly.
Yeah.
He was like 7th at the turn, and coming home,
he just brought it on, didn't he?
He just banged him, boy.
Well, he beat that guy that had beat him in the 200.
Cabbage. Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, I think it's Cabbage was the one guy.
I don't think it had anything to do with lettuce or anything.
No, it was Cabbage.
All right, well,
not Cabbage.
Let's get back to business. All right, in studio with us this morning is State House candidate Dane Eagle. Mr. Eagle, welcome aboard.
Thank you, guys.
Let's give him the official welcome.
And is that the actual? Is it called State House or
yes,
State Rep?
Yes, yeah, Florida House of Representatives.
Florida House of Representatives.
You got to say his name better. Dan Eagle.
No, it's Dane.
Oh, Dane. I'm sorry.
I said his name just fine. Right? Look, whenever in the English language,
change it to Dan, would you? It's easier to remember.
When it has an E at the end, it's a long A. Okay, long A.
You're going too fast for me.
All right, Dane. Which district are you running for?
It's District 77, which is essentially Cape Coral and parts of Matlacha Isles.
Okay, Cape Coral and Matlacha. All right, well that's cool. That's Cape Coral's a big area.
It is. It's the Cape Coral. The city of Cape Coral is the largest city in Florida behind Jacksonville and Tampa.
No kidding.
Land-wise, it's very big. And it's dense. It's 160,000 people, which is the largest city population-wise between Tampa and Fort Lauderdale.
Do they pay you based on population?
No, sir. Well, it's every house district has 160,000 people. So it's all the same, and it just happens that Cape Coral is the same size as a house district.
So as the population increases, then do they add more house seats, or
no? They just make it more dense.
More people per house seat.
For instance, redistricting right now, I think it was 153,000 people per house seat.
Now
this last time around, now it's
160.
160.
Okay,
right.
all right.
So does that include Pine Island too?
No, Pine Island would be, I think, in District 76, which is more the Bonita Estero. This area would be included in with Pine Island.
Oh.
Yeah, it is kind of odd, but I think we had John C. Solinger on,
right.
And I think he's running for 76.
Yes, sir. Him and Ray Rodriguez. And
Ray Rodriguez and Grant. Yep. Well, there's been just an influx of new, fresh Republican faces this time around.
Yes, sir.
And obviously you're one of them.
I appreciate that.
What do you think you can bring to this state that we don't have now?
Right. Yes, sir. Well, mainly more to the area and the state, yes, too. There's three things that I've been that I think set me apart. Number one, being born and raised right here in Southwest Florida. Born and raised in Cape Coral, specifically went to Bishop Verrill High School. I've got a tremendous passion for this area. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA, and I'll stop at nothing to see that it succeeds. Number two is a work experience. I've been working with our family business here in Southwest Florida since I was 16 years old, on and off, and also on the state level, I was appointed Deputy Chief of Staff to the Governor at the age of 24, the youngest in Florida's history. So
I saw that in your bio.
Yes, sir.
How did you get that?
Yeah.
Who knows who up there, man? Because you couldn't have been that good, man.
It was being right place, right time, and honestly, just working extremely hard. I've got a tremendous work ethic, and that's the third thing I was going to harp on is I'm up every day at 5 a.m. and just hitting the ground running and squeezing every second out of that day. And honestly, being at the right place at the right time, I met the former governor. It was Charlie Crist. Don't hold that against me. He's a nice guy. I don't know what he's doing lately, what decisions he's making. I'm not very.
He's working for Morgan & Morgan, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, I obviously we know what he's doing, but I don't know what.
Morgan & Morgan gave $1 million to Obama campaign.
So, anyways, I'm a strong conservative, born and raised here. Harping on the principles that my parents and my grandparents taught me. And I met him when he was running for governor. He was a rising star of the Republican Party, and
he was a rising star, man.
Right.
We thought he was the next big thing, and then
we all did. We all supported him then, and it's too bad what's happening. But anyways, he met him by chance. He offered me a job, and I worked my way up the ladder. I started as just a political servant, carrying bags, you name it, and proved my merit. So I'm very proud of being able to do that. And it's through the work ethic and integrity that my parents and grandparents taught me growing up here in Southwest Florida. So I did it the right way, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I talked to Matt Caldwell the other day.
Good guy,
he was in studio doing a recording with us. A little ad for us, and showing his support for our show as well.
Good.
And he mentioned that there's going to be some really good new tax either incentives or tax plans coming up in this next legislative session.
Good.
Something they're working on, and I hope that that's something you can, if you're elected, you'll be involved in.
Oh yes.
And I don't know if they share that stuff with the general public ahead of time, but anything that we can do to lower taxes for not only homeowners but business owners, so that they can hire more employees, gives us more. Anytime you got more revenue in the business, you can use it to fulfill whatever you need to do. In most small businesses, the money that we make more times than not gets spent reinvesting back in the business.
Yes, sir.
To grow that business.
Yep.
And is there a particular plan that you think that you would either support or come up with to help us small business owners?
Yes, and thanks for asking. Well, I'd encourage anybody listening today to go to DaneEagle.com. You can look at my platform. It's very detailed. I don't know that many candidates do this. I just have a very detailed outline. It's something that I put together before I even started running, because I wanted to make sure I'm doing this for the right reasons. I have ideas. It's not just rhetoric. So very detailed outline. I call it the 4 E's: economy, education, environment, and ethics. And when it comes to the economy, the biggest thing is cutting back regulation and giving us tax incentives, businesses, so that we can spur the economy, hire new people, hire jobs, get government out of our way. I've talked to so many people who are trying to, seize back this potential comeback in the economy. It takes them 6 months to start their business because of government regulation, and that's ridiculous.
It is absolutely true. Smitty and I, we always brainstorm for the next big idea we can come up with, some new avenue of cash flow.
Right.
And Smitty,
some we can't mention.
Yeah, some of them we can't mention. We'd probably get in trouble, but he'll bring ideas up, and I'd say that is a great idea. But literally, like you say, Dane, it could take us months to get that idea off the ground.
That's true, too.
And unless you've got a huge bankroll, to not only get the logistics laid out, you've also got to fight the bureaucracy at the local governments, or maybe even the state government.
Right. And here's one idea I have for that: is having Department of Business and Professional Regulation do an audit in all the state statutes, combine that with local and federal statutes, so we can actually see what we're looking at, what's duplicative, what's excessive, what's outdated, and then just get rid of it, streamline it, and then create these one-stop shops.
I'll tell you, man, at the DBPR, unless you know someone up there,
right, you
are just peeing up a rope, man.
Yeah, it's bureaucracy.
Because I've had to get a couple licenses through them, and if you don't work with someone or hire someone that has worked there before, that their sole job is to help you get your license, you'll spend years trying to get it. So I hope that there's something you can bring, some common sense business approach to streamline that department, because that. For me, it's just a headache on wheels.
Yes, sir.
What kind of business do you have? You said you had a business?
Family business. It's real estate, Eagle Realty of Southwest Florida. We've been here since 1984. My grandfather and father started it from the ground up. I've been there since I was 16, putting up signs the minute I could drive, driving around Cape Coral, putting up signs.
Yeah,
so
I got a buddy of mine, his dad did the same thing, and his dad would have them put up their signs, and and his dad ran for school board, so then he had to put up his school board signs.
Right.
But there's some new legislature out, and it just came in a press release 2 days ago. I'm going to ask you about this. 277-9600 or 775-9600. Phone lines are open. We got Dane Eagle in the studio this morning running for State House. The Florida college system is now the first in the nation to implement a Common Core teacher training.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about this.
I have not.
It's a Florida college system teacher educator program that I guess it's like a new streamlined way of teaching the teachers to make them be more prepared to teach not only students in high school, but prepping them to get into college. And it's something new and fancy, and I don't know if it's going to cost us more money, but what is your thought on the education system in Florida as it stands now, and where do you see some benefits, some changes that you might be able to make or help make to get us a little bit, a little better off?
Sure, thank you. And again, that's my second E, education. And yes, anything, if that's a cost-effective way to do something, let's do it. One thing I learned doing research, between 2005 and 2010 in the private sector, there's a 7% increase in the amount of people making $100,000 or more, just 7%. Switch over to education system, our tax dollars, 818% increase in the amount of people making $100,000 or more. Where's that money coming from? And this is bureaucrats, not teachers. So the big thing is all that money is sitting in Tallahassee, and it's not coming down to the local level to the students. I'm proposing that we do a huge decentralization of the Department of Education. And
Who's holding it up there? Who's holding the money?
It's again bureaucracy. It's funding.
Just takes a while to get there.
It takes a while to
if it gets there.
Right. So we need to give more power to the local school boards.
Go ahead, Sarah. What you got?
I was just going to say, what new ideas are you going to implement in Cape Coral as far as just like we said, school?
Yeah, well, again, giving more power to local school board. I mean, that will ensure that we, the people, can elect the right school board members, watch those tax dollars go to the students and not to bureaucrats in Tallahassee. I mean, that's one idea when it comes to education. When it comes to the economy, we need to fix the existing, businesses before we can lure new businesses. We're not going to get new businesses if the existing guys are saying, oh, I'm having a tough time here. So we need to make sure that government's out of their lives so they can do what they do. I was just endorsed by the Florida bankers and sitting down with them, talking to them. I said, I guarantee there's so many people, new businesses that have, the money, their bank accounts are getting full, but they're afraid to spend it because they don't know what to do. And they said that's exactly right. They're afraid. They're waiting for November to see what happens in the White House because they have this money in their bank accounts, but they're not willing to hire new people because it's so unstable out there.
Sure. We
need to get things back on the right track.
Let's. You want to take a call, Smitty?
Yeah, let's take a call.
All right, caller. You're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty. What you got?
Hi, I'm Paul Schaefer.
Hey, Paul. How are you, buddy?
How you doing, JD?
Paul,
good,
how
man.
are you?
Good to hear from you again. Are you there? Yes, sir. Can you hear us? I don't know.
Where are you at, Paul?
I guess we lost Paul.
You just want to call, say hi.
Hey, he was just checking in.
Just checking
He's
in.
a nice guy.
What are you guys doing?
We got another call line, too. All right. Caller, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, this is Paul Barnes in the Cave. I just want to know where Dane gets all his money at. The polls show that he's gotten 92% of his donations from out of Cape Coral. That makes no sense.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. Good to hear from you. I've raised a lot of money.
Yeah, you too, Dane.
Raised a lot of money. Yes, sir. A lot locally, a lot outside. I think I've raised about $35,000 out of Lee County, and the rest is coming from everywhere. I've been, again, I was a deputy chief of staff to the former governor. I've made great contacts all over the state, and people want to see fresh faces and people of integrity working in Tallahassee. It's investment in good government, and I'm happy.
I think he wants you to
that.
be a little bit more specific.
It's across the board, completely across the board.
He meant every dollar.
Every dollar.
Every dollar.
If you go to my website, daneeagle.com/endorsements.
Just to remind you, you're under oath here.
Oh, yes, sir, of course. Go to my website, daneeagle.com, endorsements.
That's Dane with an E, by the way.
Yes.
D-A-N-E, not Dan.
I'm endorsed by the
Dan.
Florida Chamber of Commerce, the Associated Industries of Florida, the National Rifle Association. All these endorsements show that I am a capable candidate, and people want to invest in right people that are going to do good things for our state.
All right. I think we got Paul back on the line. Hey, Paul, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
All right. What you got for us, bud?
Hey, first of all, you told me to call back. I'm calling back to keep my promise. And election's going good. Dane, I like what you said about turning the money back down to the local level and giving the school boards the power at the local level where it needs to be.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
We make the decisions locally, not in Tallahassee.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Paul's running for school board. He's a great candidate. See him on the trail quite a bit. And best luck to you, Paul. We got just over a week to go, so finish strong.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes,
Take care.
Both of us will do it and keep up the good work. We need a person like you in Tallahassee to start doing the right thing.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Paul.
thanks, Paul. Take care, buddy.
Your check's in the mail, Paul.
Well, that's nice. No, but you know what he said? It really has a lot of merit. I mean, that's something that we've lacked for a long time. We don't have that leadership at the school board level anymore, and I don't think it's because of the school board. I think it's because, like you said, it's being held up at the state level, and then the state sometimes their hands are tied at the federal level. So there's not a lot you can do in state house for federal issues, but the state level. I mean, what can we do to get that money back down to the schools? What are there laws to pass, or are there laws to repeal?
Laws to repeal.
So
definitely.
it's too many laws on the books, you think?
Right, and it's just bureaucracy again. I mean, too many people are hired. Again, that's a 818% increase in the amount of people making $100,000 or more. So those are new hirees, in the bureaucratic level, and they are justifying their paychecks by creating more policy. So
Sure.
it's just this endless cycle.
You just need more bake sales. That's all.
Well, don't open up a lemonade stand because,
No.
man, the government come down on you for that.
More bake sales and stuff like that. That'll do it, man.
We want our kids in Cape Coral to grow up to be leaders. Like, Don.
Yeah, 50-50 lottos, you know what I mean? 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
When you put money in a kitty, you get 50-50. You never heard of that?
Yeah. What have you been going to the Rotary Club or something?
That's how you make more money, man. Once you know how to make more money.
I guess we could do that. Maybe online. We'll set up like a 50-50.
Yeah.
We'll set up a 50-50 on the website.
How about a 40-60?
30-70?
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it
better. All right. Well, now, what's the website people can go to support you?
It's DaneEagle.com, DaneEagle.com, and you can find out everything there, my bio, endorsements, with the issues I stand on, and feel free to contact me anytime. My cell phone and email are on there.
Do you have any secrets you want to tell us about now while you're on air?
No
We're giving
secrets.
you a chance to speak now or forever hold your peace.
Being born and raised here, it's hard to hide anything. And
that's true. It's a small community, isn't it?
No, it's better to be out and open up front than to have to answer to something later.
So you don't have any hidden things in the past or anything like that?
No, Smitty's been looking you up on Wikipedia, so...
If you want to know how many detentions I had in high school, just ask around. You'll find someone.
Well, I tell you what, now you've got an event you're going to right after this.
Yes, thank you.
What's that event?
It's Donuts with Dane, and I'm sorry I forgot the donuts. It's
no donuts with Dane.
No donuts with Dane.
Well, not here. You got to go to the park to get it. It's an early voting kickoff. Is a lot
That's
of you
a political
might know.
move there, boy.
Yeah. Come back, come have some donuts, and then go vote for me. No, only
Where's it located?
It's
what
at
park
Lake
is it?
Saratoga Park in Cape Coral. That's of course my district. It's 170 Southeast 4th Terrace. Starts at 9 a.m. I'm gonna have some great people there. Donuts, coffee. You can ask me the tough questions, and then if you'd like, the early voting polling locations just down the street. So you can go vote, get that out of the way, and move on with your week.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. You know,
Yes,
that's and the primary is August 14th.
August 14th, next Tuesday. So
is that the end day for you? Do you have anybody?
No, I do have a general. So after 14th, hopefully, God willing, I will win, and then we're on to November 6th. So,
well, then as time goes by, if you want to get you back on the show, just let us know as you get closer to the general, and
we'll look for our invitation when you win.
Yeah, of
just
course.
In case.
Just the after party
you got right.
We'll
look for the after party.
We'd love to have you down. I'd love to come back. This has been great. It's fun.
All right, Dane. Well, we appreciate it, buddy, and we'll catch you next time.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Have a great
everybody. We'll be right back.
Bubba the Love Sponge Mornings.
You have a 14-year-old daughter.
Yes, sir.
Who got you pregnant to have the kid?
Well, I got pregnant by Lindbergh and then come to find out he was a loser.
You're talking about as in Charles Lindbergh?
Yes, that's her ancestor.
Well, honey, there's a lot of people named Lindbergh. It doesn't necessarily mean, that you are come from the mansion is at lineage?
Yep. Yeah, my great-granddaddy was Abraham Lincoln.
It was.
Really?
Now, come on, make out with me.
96 K-Rock and 96KRock.com. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small, secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
When it comes to finding a reliable general contractor, you need to pick someone with a solid background and a good reputation. D Squared Construction gives you all that and more. They are family owned and operated and stand behind every project. Quality workmanship and satisfaction to the customer has made them one of the premier contractors in Southwest Florida since 2004. Small residential renovations to large commercial projects, they do it all, and they do it all well. Your projects are much too important to trust just anyone. D Squared Construction will come to your house or commercial project and give you a free on-site estimate. Call Kevin Dwyer at 239-561-4108. That's 239-561-4108 for a free consultation and some good sound advice. They won't waste your time or your money. D Squared Construction, when it needs to get done right.
Hello, this is Matt Caldwell, and I'm running for Florida State House, District 79, covering Lehigh Acres, Buckingham, Alva, and North Fort Myers. I'm running for this office because I'm concerned about the future my daughter will inherit if we don't address our problems today. I was proud to serve Lee County these past 2 years and successfully passed legislation like the Andrew Widman Act and a resolution for congressional term limits. I'm also proud to have voted for a balanced budget every year. I'm running to be your representative, and it would be an honor to serve this community. I hope you take the time to vote August 14th. By the way, it's an open primary, so all voters can participate, Republican, Democratic, and Independent. This message is paid for and approved by Matt Caldwell for State House. Also, thanks for listening to The Ledge Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K Rock.
Ray Rodriguez's roots are planted firmly in Lee County. Ray has raised his family right here in Estero, and he's worked tirelessly for Republican candidates and principals for nearly 20 years, currently as vice chairman of the Lee Republican Party. A budget manager at Florida Gulf Coast University, Ray Rodriguez combines budgeting expertise and a conservative economic philosophy, a perfect combination to lead the charge in Tallahassee for less spending and lower taxes. Ray Rodriguez, conservative.
Political ad paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for State Representative, District 76.
Tell me what's happening, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
Welcome back to Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96K Rock. Phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. Check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. So visit our page and give us a like, because we might just like you back. We'd like to welcome, for this second segment, Mr. Stephen Smith, running for Collier County Court Judge. Stephen Smith, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Now,
you know, we were really excited to hear that you were coming on, because we've never interviewed someone running for judge or a judge, and it can be such a powerful position to make so many drastic changes. Now I know you've got to deal with precedent and all that kind of stuff, but you know, my understanding is that you're running against someone that's been in office for quite a while. Is that correct?
That is true. And you know, it's tough in Collier County. The county courts, the judges haven't been run against in over 20 years.
They've never had an opponent.
They haven't had an opponent in over 20 years.
Wow. Why is that?
Good old boy network.
Well said. Well said.
Wow, that's crazy. Well,
I'll say that. I don't mess around. I'll call it like I see it.
I mean, is there? That just doesn't make any sense. Why they have no opponent?
I'm going to run.
You pretty much. Well, that actually probably works in your favor, because they've never had to run a real campaign. It's been 20 years since they've done a campaign, right?
You know, I believe that people get entitled. They get the feeling of entitlement when they're on there. They get in and they feel like no one's going to run against them. So that's one of the reasons why I'm running, to shake some things up, offer some people a different option. And you know, let people know that you can't just sit on the bench and make decisions and not follow the law. You need to follow the law, and you need to do what's right.
Now, would you consider yourself when you become judge, if you become judge, we'll say when and if,
a hanging judge?
Would you consider yourself a hanging judge or a really loose judge? You know,
I would consider myself a fair judge. You know, I've seen all aspects of our legal system. I'm a current sworn police officer. I'm a former prosecutor, and I've also represented the accused. So I know the strengths and weaknesses from all different sides. I'm certified in the breathalyzer, which is dealing with DUIs. I have a lot of experience in that.
I've got one in my truck.
Yeah.
What, DUI?
No, breathalyzer.
A portable one, yeah.
That's portable, just to be safe.
And he's a magna cum laude. That means he's really smart. He's got like a super GPA. Okay?
Now you went on Wikipedia.
I googled.
What did it tell you?
It said real smart.
Oh, okay, well that's good.
It said must have a super smart brain with like 3.9 average. He's a smart guy. So
very well. That's really commendable.
Overachiever, you know.
Smitty, man, you're terrible. Well, I got some technical questions for you though, and this goes back to the olden times.
How old?
Olden.
Is that a word?
Olden. Of
Olden
course.
times.
Now, in the old days, when you did have the hangings, how many twists on the noose was required to make it a proper noose?
13, wasn't it?
I'd have to look that
13,
up.
But check it out on Wikipedia. But I think it is 13.
That's 13.
See, that's one of my issues. When I go fishing, I tie my fish hook's kind of like that, so I can feel like a judge. You know, I'm judging that fish. I'm gonna yank him out of the water, man.
Yeah. Well,
you think you should use like a static rope or a dynamic rope?
You know, running for county judge, we don't have the death penalty involved in that. There's only misdemeanor crimes.
That's no fun.
You're out of here.
What do you do? Just spank them or what? I mean, what's the deal?
Well, the maximum punishment is a year in jail.
Okay. Really? For county judge issues.
Right. It's misdemeanor crime. So we're talking like DUIs, domestic battery, retail theft, things of that nature.
Okay. Oh, okay. So Walmart, that kind of stuff. You get shoplifters, and I mean, is this kind of like for you? Is this a first step into judgeship to move up the ladder, or is this somewhere you'd like to stay?
It could be. There's two ways that a person can be a judge. The judgeship that I'm running for is county court judge. We preside over traffic citations, misdemeanors in small claims court. Judge Judy type stuff, if I can.
Oh, really?
And the next level would be circuit court. That's where your felonies would be, your multi-million-dollar lawsuits would be, things of that nature. In order for me to get to circuit court, which I don't necessarily know I'm interested in, but I would either have to be appointed by the governor or I'd have to run for that position.
Do you have to have any special credentials just to run for the judgeship that you're running for? I mean, could anybody run for it,
Technically, could anybody run, or do you have to be an actual, like, Florida bar licensed attorney kind of thing?
Correct. You do need to be in good standing with the Florida bar. You need to be at least 30 years old and be an attorney in Florida for 5 years.
Okay, so they got some minimum criteria, but obviously the Florida bar, I mean, that's tough. I mean, we actually had an attorney on with us. He's running for
David Dow?
Yeah, he's running for U.S. Congress. Joe Davidow. Do you know Joe by chance? He's down in Naples area. Real nice guy.
I don't know him personally, no.
Okay, well, if you get a chance to run into him, if you become judge, he's a great guy. Treat him well.
If you get to be a judge, watch him. He's a slickster, man. He's a
he's
smart
too,
dog.
though.
He's smart as heck, man.
He's smart too.
Joe is smart. He tried to get me.
On what?
He tried to rail me.
No.
He did. He sandbagged me. Him and Donaldson were in here trying to get me.
Would you run up against any kind of immigration stuff at all? Would you ever see anything like that?
No, generally, immigration law is not going to be coming in front of a county court. That's going to be coming in front of a federal judge.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I tell you what, though, whenever I've gone to the polls and judge, and when I see judge on the ticket, I always have this impression that whoever's the current judge is just not being strict enough. Period. That's just my across the board.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
I'm sure it does, but literally, like, you hear so many stories in the news about so many criminals that get arrested 500,000 times, and now they've committed their second murder or their third rape, and it's like if there was a judge that would just put them in jail forever or do something to stop it, but they seem to go off precedent, or maybe the prisons get full and they release them. But so whenever I see that, and I see there's a new guy running, I always pick the new guy because I figure he can't do any worse than the last guy. I mean, I'm hoping maybe it turns out like that for you.
Are you for traffic lights down there? Because you said you were in traffic.
What do you mean traffic lights? They got traffic lights now. Everybody needs traffic lights. I'm talking
about the cameras, the traffic cameras.
The red light cameras. Yeah. Well, I mean, as a county judge, those type of tickets would be coming in front of me, and right now it currently is the law. So my job would be as a county court judge to review the facts and see if the state could prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
You're just not going to rubber stamp every guilty plea, are you, man?
No, I would not. No, but the facts that you were talking about, the factors you were talking about, the aggressive repeat offenders, things of that nature. Generally speaking, in county court, you're not going to really see that aggressive type of
once they get to that point, they're to the next level.
They're in the
court.
Felony courts, right?
Gotcha.
The folks that I'll be dealing with are people like you and I that perhaps made a poor decision. Like I said, DUIs, domestic battery. They really call it the people's court. A lot of times, there's people coming in front of a judge who are pro se. They don't have an attorney.
Right.
So it's very important for the judge to be patient. To be open-minded and to listen to the facts of both sides.
In the court, in the judgeship you're running for, do you guys ever have a jury, or is it your decision?
It can be either way. It could be either a bench trial where the judge is making the decision, but most of the time it's going to be a jury that's going to be presiding over that and making that decision. The judge would simply act as a referee, if you will.
Do you think they're being a little strict on that DUI thing, or not? Because I know a lot of people that go out to have a drink, and they're casual. They're out having a meal. They come home or driving home, and they get pulled over for a violation. Next thing you know, they're getting pulled out. They're told to do a breathalyzer or something. They may be a notch over it or something. They're not obviously not driving, swerving, hitting stuff. They're pulled out. They're locked up. Their car gets their car gets towed away. It's tons of money they lose. They got to get a lawyer. It's on their record. I mean, it really is. It's very harsh.
But you remember, just in Stephen's in his defense, though, he's got to just abide by whatever the law says. He doesn't have that.
I'm just asking about his personal opinion.
Okay, go ahead, then. Go ahead.
Well,
what do you think?
Certainly, there's a need, in my belief, for DUI laws out there to protect the citizens as well. And the fact of the matter is, the law right now remains as it's not illegal to drink and drive. I'll say that again. It's not illegal to drink and drive. You can drink a certain amount and drive as long as you're not impaired.
But not at the same time, though.
Not at the same time. That's not a good idea. It's probably not good evidence against you. But you can drink to a certain amount as long as you're not impaired beyond your normal faculties.
That's why I've got that breathalyzer in my truck.
Right, the portable breath test. That's good.
Exactly. I try to get it to red every time, though, because that tells me I'm winning. Let's take a call. Hang on one second. Let's take a call. Caller, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty. What you got?
Hey, this is a judge, the guy that's Stephen Smith that's running for judge, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I like the fact that he was a police officer. I think that could bring some real world experience to the judgeship. I'd like to ask him about that.
Common sense approach, you mean?
Yeah, the common sense approach. I think sometimes we get too caught up in these laws, and sometimes I think the way things used to be, it was a little simpler. It was a little more of right and wrong, and what's guilty and not guilty. I understand there has to be a process, but I think some real world experience from a police officer we could really use in this world today.
Amen to that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I'm actually still currently a police officer. I do represent the accused as well as a full-time attorney, and I've been actually a police officer longer than I have been an attorney. And I tell you, it really teaches you how to speak to people when you walk in at 22 years old and walk into a domestic disturbance, and you have to resolve that issue.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough one, man. I mean, because
you're only getting two sides of the story,
and it's very
both upset.
Very emotional, right? Very.
What is the in Florida right now? What is the law on that? If whether it's the wife or the husband calls in and says that they're being harassed by their significant other or whatever, they're having an argument, a fight, and they need a police officer to come. Do they? Is it an immediate? Someone has to go to jail just when you show up, or?
For a disturbance, no. I mean, there's calls all the time about people, arguing over that, family members or whatnot. It's not until someone touches or strikes someone against their will that it becomes a domestic battery, and they're treated differently than a battery, just a plain battery. And the reason being is that these people, oftentimes are in a relationship. When the person comes out of jail, they're oftentimes going to get back together. So the justice system is looking at that to find ways to try to cure that issue, because most times these people are going to be back together.
Because you're like an emergency counselor, really. You pull up and there it is. It's full blown out arguing.
Yeah.
And you got to go in there and just
She's throwing dishes, you know.
you got to calm everybody down and go, look, if I come back, you're all going to jail,
Well, it's important to realize if someone's arrested for domestic battery, they're not bailing out or bonding out that night. They're going to stay in jail the entire night. And
is that just to kind of cool down, give them the cool down time?
They got to see the judge the next morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's been plenty of instances in the past when that didn't occur whenever this portion of the law started. But just prior to that if the husband or whoever got out of jail that night, he was so upset. I'm sure he went home and did some real damage.
Sure, I mean, but it goes both ways. There's females that are out there. The wife, the significant other.
She's the aggressor.
Oftentimes, it's the aggressor, and that's one of the things I teach in the police academy. I teach at the state police academy is that it goes both ways. You need to have an open mind when you go out to a scene.
Sure.
The police officers that often.
You're an instructor at the police academy?
Yes, sir, I am.
That is awesome. I mean, you've got just all kinds of
what
credentials.
don't you do? Do you fly or something?
Are you a pilot
Superman
too?
cape? What do you got going on, man?
He'll be running for president soon.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
So, Stephen, what are you hoping to become as judge? I mean, what is your goal, your main goal?
My main goal is to put someone on the bench that's not connected politically or with business folks to create a situation to where someone comes in front of me and they're going to be confident that I can rule on their case in a fair and impartial way. And also, another big factor to me is to have the demeanor to where I can make a point without disrespecting someone. And I see that a lot. I've been in front of a lot of judges where the way they run their courtroom is through intimidation, fear, and I just don't think that's appropriate.
I mean, because the judge really has ultimate power. I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, I don't know who they answer to.
Well, I know it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but we all know, let's be honest here, if you go to court, you're already guilty. And that's how the mindset is on many people. They go, what am I don't have a chance. They're not even going to hear my case.
And I think what he means is
that's
helpless.
They're helpless.
That's the mindset that a lot of people have. They feel like they're helpless.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think you can lend something to that to make them feel more comfortable when they come in the courtroom that you're not that you're on their side, but you're going to be fair, and common sense minded.
Maybe put up a dartboard or something while you're talking to them a little. You know what I mean?
Look, I mean, the county
with their
court,
picture on it.
Yeah, with their picture on. What's a problem?
I mean, county court judge not only does criminal, but they also do civil cases as well. So it's anything that's $15,000 or less. And you can imagine if someone sued you, or if you sued someone else, and you come in front of the judge, you want to make sure that judge is going to be
impartial,
fair, right down the middle, impartial, not connected to the attorney that the other side may have hired, or to the business that may be suing you, or vice versa.
Well, let me tell you what my father told me one time when I went to court. He said, "Don't try to lie." He says, because judges have heard every story known to man. So if you think you're going to show up and somehow concoct some story that is so revolutionary that you're going to just baffle him, you're crazy. He goes, you're better off just pleading the case, saying this is how it happened, this is how I saw it, this is how I feel, and then hopefully put yourself in.
Is that true? I mean, do you think most judges and probably attorneys too, they've heard every story, man?
Listen, judges, like police officers, they appreciate candor. So you get up in front of the judge and you're candid with that judge, he's going to appreciate that and probably rule in some favor.
Because they're people too.
We're human. We make mistakes.
Sure.
That's good to hear.
Don't mind your car, scratch it, pulling in. So. Oops, my bad.
Well, as long as you can keep in touch with him when he becomes a judge, and make sure you do all your crimes in Collier County.
Yeah, that's what I'll do from now on. Thank you for that bit of information.
No problem.
Everybody, let's go to Collier County and do our crimes.
277-9600 or 775-9600. There's so much going on at the national level. And I know that this isn't something that you would see. I guess you wouldn't, but stranger things have happened. There's been this talk around the country about Sharia law, and I don't know if you've kept up on that or if you've ever heard that term, but it's a Muslim law, and there's been certain courts like in Oklahoma where one judge said, yeah, we would accept Sharia law in a case where there's Muslims But we run our country per our Constitution. We run our state for our state Constitution. And how would you look at something like that? I mean, is that something that we or you as an American citizen or as an American judge would be open armed to? Is to implement another country's set of laws and values?
If elected as judge, I'd be following Florida law. Good call. Well, we appreciate that. What's a website people can go to donate to you and support your run? Actually, they can look me up at the Supervisor of Elections. That has all of my information on there. If you click on my name, Stephen Smith, for county judge.
Stephen.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, that is different. Okay. You got any other events going on today? Not today, but I would say that I'm proud to state that I was endorsed by Collier County's local police officers here, and it's quite unheard of for the local police to endorse the person running against the incumbent judge. Why would you say that is? Well, I think that police officers they appreciate fair and consistently fair judgments, and I think that they recognize that it may not be going on right now in the courts. Let me ask you this though: if as a current attorney though, do you have to bring cases in front of the judge you're running against? I have. I've had cases that have been in front of this judge and that represented clients that have been. Hasn't worked out well. There's reasons why I'm running. Let's put that. Well, let me ask you this: if by some strange stretch of the imagination you don't win the election, do you think could you see be there any potential problems down the road because of that when you go into that courtroom? I'd have to cross that bridge when I got there, but
I would hope not. I mean, politics is politics, and he's just running for office. So I would think that these guys that are judges now, even though they're very set in their ways and they're very standard, that I don't think they should hold against him. I mean, the guy's a stand-up guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's a smart guy, and I think they would respect that. They're smart too. So. Well, we'll hope for the best, and we wish you the best of luck. We're going to go to a break here in a second. Stephen Smith running for Collier. Is it Collier County Judge? Collier County Court Judge. That's right. Okay. Is there a particular circuit or anything that people will see on the ballot, or is it just? There's a group number. It's group number 6. Group number 6. All right. Well, we appreciate you coming in, and good luck at it. Thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
Bubba the Love Sponge mornings. Zito and Garrett middays. Stan and Haney afternoons. Lex and Terry nights. 96 K-Rock and 96KRock.com. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small, secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2 000046.
When it comes to finding a reliable general contractor, you need to pick someone with a solid background and a good reputation. D Squared Construction gives you all that and more. They are family owned and operated and stand behind every project. Quality workmanship and satisfaction to the customer has made them one of the premier contractors in Southwest Florida since 2004. Small residential renovations to large commercial projects, they do it all, and they do it all well. Your projects are much too important to trust just anyone. D Squared Construction will come to your house or commercial project and give you a free on-site estimate. Call Kevin Dwyer at 239-561-4108. That's 239-561-4108 for a free consultation and some good sound advice. They won't waste your time or your money. D Squared Construction, when it needs to get done right.
Hello, this is Matt Caldwell, and I'm running for Florida State House, District 79, covering Lehigh Acres, Buckingham, Alva, and North Fort Myers. I'm running for this office because I'm concerned about the future my daughter will inherit if we don't address our problems today. I was proud to serve Lee County these past 2 years and successfully passed legislation like the Andrew Whitman Act and a resolution for congressional term limits. I'm also proud to have voted for a balanced budget every year. I'm running to be your representative, and it would be an honor to serve this community. I hope you take the time to vote August 14th. By the way, it's an open primary, so all voters can participate, Republican, Democratic, and Independent. This message is paid for and approved by Matt Caldwell for State House. Also, thanks for listening to The Ledge Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K Rock.
Ray Rodriguez's roots are planted firmly in Lee County. Ray has raised his family right here in Estero, and he's worked tirelessly for Republican candidates and principals for nearly 20 years, currently as vice chairman of the Lee Republican Party. A budget manager at Florida Gulf Coast University, Ray Rodriguez combines budgeting expertise and a conservative economic philosophy, a perfect combination to lead the charge in Tallahassee for less spending and lower taxes. Ray Rodriguez, conservative.
Political ad paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican for State Representative, District 76.
Tell me what's happening, what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
Welcome back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96K Rock. Phone lines are open, 277-9600 or 775-9600. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Smitty, I know you got something over there on this.
Well, you were talking about the Sharia law, which is always very volatile. And it just so happens that
spell that.
What? Volatile?
Yeah.
It's spelled bad.
Okay.
Honor killing. Pakistani parents found guilty of suffocating the teenage daughter who refused to marry her first cousin. She wanted to live the
Western
lifestyle, and she was studying to be a lawyer. And
is that wrong?
That's be a lawyer.
Yeah, that is bad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's bad. No wonder they got her. I know, but that's
well, who wouldn't want that kind of law over here? I mean, because that's now I would have to say in defense of.
This is the mentality these people have. This is what it is. This mentality is crazy.
It's the mentality of this particular group, this particular family.
Yes.
I mean, but I did notice that they're being sentenced to life in prison in Pakistan. So someone over there doesn't appreciate that that honor killing.
And they have 25 years here. I think they got or something, didn't they? Did they go to court yet?
I don't know. Was it here that it happened?
It happened in Canada, I believe it was.
Oh, really?
It was still at that whole thing, that whole mindset with the Sharia law.
Well, so if it happened here, that would explain then why they're getting life in prison. I wonder what they would have got over there.
I don't know.
Bouquet of roses.
That's absolutely crazy that people can't just stop killing their own kids because they didn't want to.
And it wasn't. And she was getting ready to go to college. It looked like
she was a very smart girl. And
wow,
what a shame.
That's just sick. Makes you wonder what people are thinking.
So Clint Eastwood made Romney's day.
I bet he did.
He came out in support of Romney for the election.
Well, is Clint Eastwood going to show us his taxes too?
I don't know, but Romney said he's paid his taxes. He's paid a crap load of taxes.
He says that, but he hasn't showed up. Don't talk. Show me.
Show me Obama's all his school papers. Let me see his college transcripts. It took him 3 years to show us his birth certificate.
If you're going for president, okay, the highest office. And everybody knows that you're going for president, and the guy says, okay, let's see your taxes. And he goes, no, I'm not showing it to you. You have to know when you're going in what they're going to ask.
Well,
you have to know.
You see Harry Reid comes out with this.
He did.
Huge. Oh, he hasn't paid his taxes in 10 years. Well, where'd you get that source? Well, it's pretty credible. It's pretty credible, he says. And then when pressed on it,
Romney could make this go away. All he has to do is say, you know what,
no,
here it is.
because it's not going to go away because the Dems are going to look
He's
through his taxes. They're going to find something they don't like.
People vote for people for two reasons. Number one, they like them, and number two, they're honest. They're the two main reasons people vote for people. They say, hey, I like this guy, and they say, you know, he's being honest with me. And as long as a guy says, oh yeah, I'm not going to pay no taxes, but you guys
I agree with you, Schmitty.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But as long as it's their guy, they don't want to bring it up.
Yeah,
but
let's make
it fair for everybody then.
Absolutely.
Obama needs to show all his stuff too.
Taxes. We're talking about taxes here.
The news media completely blacked out Obama's history up until the election. They didn't cover anything as history except for Fox News.
Did you get that from your Rush Limbaugh page?
No, it's all coming out
you
now.
Got that
they're
from
finally
your right
seeing.
wing.
They're
Rush
finally
Limbaugh,
seeing that he was
Tea
endorsed
Party,
by
hang
the.
him from the hills. You know, the sky's falling.
I'm
Chicken
not even
Little.
Talk to you. Let's take a caller. Caller, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Oh my God, that was crazy. I mean, I actually got two comments.
Okay.
The Sharia law and the parents and that wanted their first cousin.
Yeah.
Are we sure that wasn't like in Virginia or Kentucky?
It might have been. It might have been. But yeah, they wanted their daughter to marry the first cousin, probably to keep that bloodline strong. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crooked eyes or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, and also, are we still on Obama's birth certificate?
No, we're not still on it. But no, but when
He is.
Listen,
he's a nutball.
Listen, when Smitty brings up.
Wait a second.
Okay.
JD, listen.
Okay.
Do we really think that the Republican National Committee, the Democratic National Committee, and also the Elections Committee, do you think that they didn't research any of this stuff? Are they all so stupid? And also, I mean, both sides, Republican and Democrat.
I'm guessing they are.
The whole thing, they're also such retards.
You know why they didn't want to bring it up?
But there's some guy out in Arizona that can.
Here's why they didn't bring it up. Because they were so afraid to be called a racist, they didn't want to bring it up. And when it was brought up, that's the first thing that came out. They're all racist.
You see what I'm dealing with now, right? You see what I got to deal with.
Is that what our country's come down to?
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Everybody plays the racist card.
No, not everybody. Only on the left. Only on the left.
That's not true.
They're calling Alan West a racist. They're calling a black congressman from Florida a racist because he doesn't agree with Obama.
Look, hey caller, answer this question. Do you think Romney should give his taxes and show the last 10 years of his taxes? Do you think that's
no?
Why is that, caller?
Why?
I agree.
Why should he? What is he required to give?
He's not.
He's not required to give anything, but his father gave 10 years.
And I agree with the caller. Here we go. So if Smitty got his way,
I believe because I know for a fact that my stepfather ran for county commissioner years and years and years ago, and he had to disclose certain tax records. He had to disclose those things. So to tell me that a president doesn't have to disclose anything,
right?
I don't know the specifics, and I'm not saying I'm quoting specifics, but I'm pretty sure that you have to disclose something.
I would bet, but the whole argument is like this, caller. The whole argument is like this: if Smitty wants Romney to supply his tax records, Romney says, "Fine, Obama, show us your school transcripts that no one can find."
No,
show us both.
It's apples for apples, not apples for oranges. You want to show your tax? I'll show my taxes. I only keep 7 years.
I'll take that from Romney, 7 years.
All right, caller. We got to let you go. We appreciate the call, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Well, but that's what now the caller thinks that it's apples for oranges, but really it's not. It's principle. If you're not gonna show your college transcripts,
be honest. We're talking about taxes. You keep talking about a college transcript.
They went back to Romney and
college transcripts.
They went back to Romney's college and said he was a bully.
And billions
but now
of money
Obama
that he
doesn't have to show his
has in
taxes.
offshore accounts all over because he has the money because he didn't pay taxes. And if you're paying taxes and I'm paying taxes, then he should pay taxes. And all we want to say is, show me. And he can make this whole thing go away by going, okay, here you go. And he won't. And you know why he won't? Because he's hiding something.
I think he won't because the Democrats are going to find stuff in it they can use against him either way.
Oh, they will. They will find something in there. You're right.
No, Romney's Romney pays more in taxes. He's paid more in charity than anybody in the Democrat Party.
So you say.
They've released that report.
Sure.
They've shown his charitable contributions.
RushLimbaugh.com saw that? That's nice.
Well, no, it was from Wikipedia.
Rush Limbaugh. The Truth by RushLimbaugh.com.
Well, hey, how about that?
Guys, simmer down now.
How about the guy running in the Olympics?
How about the jobless rate
with the Taliban thing?
Oh no, okay. I'll
talk about that. Was great.
So we're watching the track and field yesterday, and this chick, she's running. She's in the Olympics. She's running with her full burqa on, tucked underneath her shirt.
Oh, man.
And it looked like she had a suicide vest on because she was like an anchor, man. She ended up like, I don't know, like 20, 30 links back.
Aladdin.
Everybody,
I kill you.
Everybody was running so fast to get away from her. They were afraid she was going to hit that button and explode them all.
I'm surprised they all just started saying, Kel was also looked there and started laughing and fell down.
Oh, those women run like cheetahs, don't they?
I want to.
She didn't.
I want to see.
No, she did. But those other girls did.
She looked like a cheetah.
I want to see her in the pool. I want to see how that goes.
Yeah. Put a whole water polo team in. Man, they'd be shrinking to the bottom with all that stuff.
What does dynamite do in water?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I think it actually gets more volatile.
Wow.
If they were in the pool with the dynamite vest, that'd be rough. Everybody float up to the top.
Be sweet.
That's not even nice. All right, back on real news here, okay? Right, so jobless rates in 8.3%, but of course Obama's advisors, they jump in on it. Oh, no. It's really just 8.254. Boy, they're really trying to keep that number down.
And I said to you yesterday, I said, you know what? That's going to be the norm for now. It's not going to be.
I think it'd be the norm if Obama stays president.
Well, here's I got a thing here right here.
What do you got? What thing do you got?
This is a chart that says.
You got your reading glasses on?
Yeah, I do. All the unemployment rates, and it goes back all the way to Truman. When Truman took office, it was 3.4 unemployment rate, and when he ended, it was 2.9. So it was actually pretty good. Eisenhower was 2.9, of course, when he took over. It went up to 6.6. Kennedy was 6.6 to 3.4. Nixon was 3.4 to 7.5. You're
going to go through all these?
It's only a couple more. 7.5. Carter, I thought Carter would be the worst. Jimmy Carter, it was 7.5 when he took office. It was 7.5 when he got out of office.
You just couldn't get gas.
He just couldn't get anything.
You couldn't get gas to get your job.
That's right. Reagan was 7.5 when he took office. It actually went down to 5.4. Bush won. It was 5.4 to 7.3. It went up. Clinton was 7.3 when he got it from Bush, and it went down to 4.2. And then, of course, WW Bush, which was what I call him, WW Bush, is 4.2, and now, of course, went up to 7.7. So it was 7.7 when he left office. So, that 7.7, 6, 7, 8 is going to be the norm for now. It's not going to go down to 3.2 or 2.2. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, and I wonder about those numbers, because over time we've started using different math to show the unemployment numbers. They don't use the true U6 number anymore. The U6 accounts for people actually not working. The unemployment figures that they use now is based solely on people walking into the unemployment office and applying for unemployment. So if you've ran out of unemployment, you're past your 99 weeks where you could have gotten an AA degree instead, but you chose to be on unemployment for 2 years.
Right.
Once you go past that and you're out of unemployment, you're no longer counted as unemployed. They don't use your Social Security number that shows where you actually have a job somewhere. They use, did you walk into the unemployment office as the unemployment number? That's the real U6 number is somewhere between 17 and 21% unemployment.
Well, they say there's the truth and then there's statistics. So, and there's a lot of truth to that. You can really strew those statistics any way you want if you want to.
Hey, did you see Ryan Lochte said he pees in the pool?
I saw that.
What about what his mom said?
What did she say?
She says, well, he's kind of like a one-night guy. He doesn't have time for women.
I saw that.
Oh, did she made him look really bad.
Well,
I couldn't believe as a mother she said that.
I'm sure Phelps is the same way, man. They're at that Olympic Village.
He's a one-nighter type of guy.
At that Olympic Village, they say the thing that's most given out is condoms, and they just go through them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure now Phelps is done, right?
I think they did the same thing at Chick-fil-A this week.
So Smitty and I were there on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, we were there. It wasn't yesterday.
We were there. Well, we did drive by, but it was pretty dead. But
it was just
and even last night I drove by Chick-fil-A. It was pretty dead. I mean, I haven't seen the reports.
You got to stop hanging around Chick-fil-A. I'm a little worried about you, buddy.
Well, it's
over with. Get over it, okay?
I had just left the bottom line. I wanted to go get something to eat, okay?
I'm sure you did.
Well, we went there to show our support, but I don't have to go there on a certain day to support them. I eat there about 3 times a week anyway.
Yeah, you do. You do eat there.
And my wife, she eats there 5, 6, 7 times a week, twice on certain days.
I mean, you got stock in Chick-fil-A or something? What are you doing, man?
I don't know if it's a publicly traded company. If it is, maybe I should buy stock.
Man,
Chick-fil-A is good. They got waffle fries.
I know.
Oh yeah, that Polynesian sauce.
Ooh, the sauce.
Which sauce do you like?
The Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, do you? That's kind of like the yellow with the.
It's kind of sweet.
It's like a honey mustard mixed with barbecue and mixed with Polynesian sauce. The Polynesian is awesome. What else you got over there? You got anything?
No, I'm just looking through.
You got nothing. Hey, did you hear?
I saw the Browns got sold to a part owner in sports the Steelers. A minority owner, the Steelers, the minority owner, bought the Browns for
like
$1
NASCAR
billion.
now. It's going to be like NASCAR
No,
now.
all the Browns are worried now because they, of course, that's a big rivalry. But now that this guy owns the majority ownership of the Browns, they're worried about moving them out because everybody knows L.A. is looking for a football team, and they're saying, "Oh, we're not moving." But we've heard that from the NFL owners for years. So
if LeBron will leave Cleveland, so will the Browns.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work out for them.
I don't know. It was a $1 billion, man. It's a lot of money to pay for a team, especially that team.
You think?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Jerry Jones spent that much just on his building.
Yeah, well, it's still $1 billion. The Miami Dolphins sold at a value for more than $1 billion in 2009. So now it's a couple years later, and the Browns sold for $1 billion. So it's
well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Not really.
I love sports.
What you got, Sarah? I know you did all kinds of research last night.
I don't have much, but I was just looking at the Olympic stuff, and I really do love the Olympics.
I love it.
I mean, just to see those
Smitty
15 and 16-year-olds, I mean,
Yep.
to be pushed and encouraged by their family, because, you know, I think their moms and dads are the real reason why
Well, when
they're
you see a kid that doesn't take money because she was offered a big sum of money, she says, "No, I'm going to stay at my high school, and I'm going to."
Was that Missy Franklin?
Yeah. I'm going.
Or Allison Schmidt?
No, it was Franklin. And you know, she says, "I'm going to stay with my high school guys and then have some fun. I'm going to turn away the money." That's amazing.
You mean, she stayed at the school to swim with them?
Yeah, Regis Jesuit is where she swam, and she said that when she won the last Olympics, they offered her a lot of money. She turned it down. She said, "No, I want to stay amateur and I want to swim with my friends at the school."
Well, you know, they
17 years old, turning around.
They actually get paid at the Olympics.
Money.
They get paid. The gold medal winners get $25,000 per gold.
Oh, they also have to pay taxes on that.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
What do you guys think about that?
Well, I saw Marco Rubio, our senator from Florida, is trying to eliminate that tax for Olympic winners for America.
I think they should.
I mean, you know, if you're out there and you're showing,
well, it's equivalent to money, cash.
It is.
Well,
but
somebody will get it some way. It always turns out that way.
Well, I mean, if we go to the fair tax, they'll get it when they use that money to buy something.
Hold your breath on that.
I know. Well, you're right. You're right.
Well, I just
thought it was a nice gesture, but I hope at the same time, and I don't know how it works for the military, but I hope the military's money is tax-free too, and I don't know if it is.
No.
So, but what do we got next week?
I don't know.
Oh, we got Trey Radel on next week.
Yep, Trey's coming on, so everybody get ready for that.
Tune in next week on the 11th for Trey Radel. It's the Saturday before the primary.
Don't forget to check us on Facebook and
like us. Facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show, or go to our website www.theledgeradioshow.com. Everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend, everyone.